The TerraNet National Bank Composite House Price Index, which measures average home prices in Canada, jumped 2.2% in June. Now, this increase marks not only the third consecutive monthly rise, but also the most significant price jump in a single month since November 2006. In June, 81% of Canadian cities saw home prices increase, which has many in the industry and those looking to buy a home scratching their heads. This, given that interest rates have risen more quickly in the past 2 years than they have in decades. As the Bank of Canada began its series of interest rate hikes, many thought that we would see home prices begin to fall, but that hasn't been the case, at least for most Canadians. Now that begs the question, why are Canadian home prices still rising despite the fact that it's becoming so much more expensive to get a mortgage? Well, joining us now to help explain this is Mr. Daniel Fochs, Director of Economic Research at Rare Real Estate. Mr. Fochs, welcome to Forum Daily.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
So in your opinion, why is there such a disconnect between rising rates and average home prices?
I would say that there probably isn't actually a disconnect. It just appears that way in the data. I mean, statistically, if you look at the Canadian Real Estate Association data and the actual house prices, not some of these indexes, which are often seasonally adjusted, year over year, we saw the largest drop in house prices from February of last year to February of this year. And typically in the spring market, so from January until about May, you will see prices rise. The HPI or house price index uses what's called an AVM or automated valuation model. And it tends to lag a little bit. It uses data points that are from closed transactions, not from sold transactions. And the time between a house selling and a house closing is usually 60 days. And so I would say, where we stand, we're actually seeing prices kind of roll over their seasonal peak. So prices grew as they typically do, between 5 and 15% from January until May in Canada. And typically they'll fall about the same amount from May until August. And I would expect that you'll start to see that reflected in the HPI in the fall of this year.
So how is the current real estate climate and these higher debt servicing costs impacting younger home buyers, especially those who may be interested in entering the market for the first time?
I think that it really is becoming a trade-off between the question of is the rate or the price more important to people? Because I think debt servicing costs have accelerated enough that if you're buying the average home in Canada now of $800,000, you're going to be paying about $200,000 in interest in your first mortgage term. Contrasting that with a year and a half, 2 years ago, where you'd be paying less than a quarter of that in interest, and so. If the pricing environment's come down a little bit, but the interest rate environment has come up, it really becomes a trade-off of, do they want to be paying the seller more money or do they want to be paying the bank more money? And some people are making the choice because they feel like prices aren't going to get better than they are right now. And they're feeling opportunistic. They're rushing back into the market to capitalize on the falling prices. On the other hand, you get people who are trying to time the interest rate environment where they're saying, oh, I think I'll wait until rates come down and they'll try and buy. So you're starting to see a lot of, it's really a multi-levered equation, right? Where people really kind of push and pull on the different factors of home buying.
Definitely a lot of factors at play here. Now, we've spoken to some real estate professionals, and they've pointed to increased immigration as making home prices more expensive due to increasing demand for housing. Where do you stand on this? Is this an accurate assessment?
I would say that, as far from my perspective, I think that it obviously does have an impact in such that it creates a state of excess demand. But at the end of the day, the almighty dollar still rules. And in Canada, we measure house prices in dollars. We don't measure them in people. And so, credit and liquidity is really what's going to drive the pricing environment for houses. Immigration, especially non-permanent residents in the province of Ontario, definitely has a lot of push on the rental rate. And we're seeing explosive growth in the rental market year over year. It hasn't backed off at all the way that house prices have. And in fact, house prices being volatile actually pushes more and more people into the rental market, increasing that. And so the rental rate is your income portion of an investment property. So that gradually will pull the value of property up as well, just not as directly as people think. Statistically, people who immigrate to Canada lease for about 3 years before purchasing a home. So it's not like everybody who's immigrating, and all of this population growth is directly going to the bottom line of house prices because they're just not buyers, but they are tenants, and that indirectly pushes price up.
All right, Mr. Foch, thank you so much for your insight.
My pleasure.